Hello Team FD and welcome back to 11s. Today we're looking at our Team of the Year for 2018. Let's go. Goalkeeper, David De Gea. The World Cup was a dark spot on David De Gea's 2018, with Spain exiting in the round of 16. The keeper was uncharacteristically poor, and of the 7 shots on target he faced in 4 games at the tournament, he managed to concede 6 goals, only producing 1 save against Morocco. However, his performances were of such a high quality for Manchester United that De Gea couldn't be overlooked altogether. Mourinho's men were fairly porous at the back in 17-18, allowing 1.1 expected goals a game. That's 5th in the Premier League, but they conceded just 0.7 actual goals per game, the second best, and of their 28 league goals against, 13 came from set pieces, penalties or own goals. In fact, of the shots on target he faced, De Gea saved 80.6%, the best since records began in 2009 and nearly 2% higher than the previous record set by Edwin van der Sar. And in case you think he's dropped off in 2018-19, think again. StatsBomb's expected goals data suggests that the average keeper would have saved around 65% of the shots that De Gea's faced this season, but instead, he's over 71%, a drop from the year before, but still way above average. To keep our black and to Stegen out of our XI was going to take something special, and De Gea's last 18 months are arguably the best we've seen in modern history. Defender, Kyle Walker. The Premier League Young Player of the Year all the way back in 2011-12, Kyle Walker had ability, but 17-18 was arguably the season where he became truly world-class. In fact, of the 54 matches that Walker has played in 2018 at the time of writing, the Englishman has won 39 for club and country. That's 72%, the same as his manager Pep Guardiola across his coaching career, and the defence has been particularly impressive during that time. City and England kept clean sheets in nearly a fifth of the games that Walker played, and conceded 2 or more goals on just 6 occasions, or 11% of the time. On top of that, Walker of course won 3 trophies, the first of his professional career, earning 100 points in the league and allowing only 27 goals in the process, the fewest of any champion since 2009. No wonder he made the team of the season for the 2nd year running. And perhaps the greatest compliment to the defender is that he keeps Trent Alexander-Arnold out of the national side. Defender, Raphal Varane. Any year when you win the Champions League and World Cup has got to land you in contention for Team of the Year, and Raphal Varane became just the 4th player to do so in 2018, capping a truly remarkable 12 months. Real Madrid's system under Zinedine Zidane consistently relied on its outstanding defenders to make plays, and Varane did just that, completing 80% of the tackles he attempted in 17-18, almost exactly the same as Sergio Ramos. In the air, he actually outdid his partner, winning 63% of his aerial duels, and despite in theory playing the conservative sweeper role to Ramos' aggressive ball winner, he won the ball back regularly, ranking 6th in the squad for interceptions. On top of that, he was dispossessed just 5 times all season and maintained an insane 91% pass accuracy. After years struggling with injury, Varane played more league minutes at Madrid than anyone except Casemiro and Keylor Navas, played every second of the World Cup, and made the Champions League team of the tournament, the World Cup team of the tournament, and the FIFA Pro World XI. Still somehow only 25, there's much more to come. Defender, Marcelo. Every profile of Real Madrid's Marcelo starts with an admission that the Brazilian might not be a great defender, but that his attacking skill more than makes up for it. But is that true? At his peak under Jose Mourinho, the Brazilian made an incredible 7.5 tackles and interceptions a game, a number almost unheard of on a big team. These days, that figure is closer to 4, but Marcelo remains above average defensively and deserves credit for his consistent output in the back half of the field. However, it is undeniable that his attacking prowess makes him an all-time great. In 17-18, 41% of Real Madrid's attacks came down the left wing, the 2nd highest proportion in the league, and Marcelo was involved in 8 goals in La Liga. The campaign ended with the defender picking up a 4th Champions League, 2 weeks to the day after his 30th birthday. And despite Real Madrid's problems in 18-19, he remains spectacular. Marcelo's 2.3 completed dribbles per game is the 2nd highest of his time at Real Madrid, and his success rate is 72%, far better than the 63% he managed in 10-11, the one season he completed more. Meanwhile, he's creating a massive 2.8 chances a match, that's the same as Neymar at PSG. With Marcelo, you get an elite winger and an elite fullback, all rolled into one man. No one even gets close. CDM, N'Golo Kante. Luka Modric was spectacular this year, especially at the World Cup, and, spoiler alert, the Croatian does make RXI. But he wasn't the best midfielder at the summer tournament. Instead, that honour goes to N'Golo Kante, whose partnership with Paul Pogba showcased the best of both players. Skill, strength, intelligence and selflessness. With Kante in the side, France allowed just 6 goals in 7 games, keeping 4 clean sheets, and Kante won the ball back every 16 minutes for Les Bleus, building on a strong defensive season with Chelsea. While the Blues were in disarray under a clearly miserable Antonio Conte, they still conceded the same number of league goals as Liverpool, and the arrival of Maurizio Sarri in the summer saw another evolution in Kante's playing style. Jorginho was slotted into the base of midfield, and Kante was required to get forward more and play an attacking role while continuing to lead an aggressive press. As a result, his defensive stats have dropped from 6 tackles and interceptions a game to 3, but he's already got 2 goals and 2 assists in the league, doubling his previous tally for Chelsea in both categories. Already the world's best defensive midfielder, the only question for Kante now is, how many more ways can he find to be exceptional? Central midfield, Luka Modric. Now to be forever known as the man who ended the dominance of Messi and Ronaldo, Luka Modric became the first person other than the 2 superstars to win the Ballon d'Or since 2007 in 2018, adding a personal trophy to his 4th Champions League medal and silver in Croatia's Cinderella run at the World Cup, where he was also named Best Player. Though he's now 33, Modric has featured in 58 games in 2018 to date, and played more minutes at the World Cup than any other player, ranking 8th for dribbles completed, 4th for chances created, and 2nd for successful passes during the tournament. He's starting to slow down, with 1.8 successful dribbles per match this season, his lowest since 2009, but he's working harder than ever, hitting 2.3 tackles a match at the start of the current campaign, the 2nd best mark of his entire career. For all the fanfare made about Cristiano Ronaldo's departure from Real Madrid, we may one day come to regard the club's period of 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years as the era of Luka Modric. Central midfield, Alan. Perhaps the most unexpected inclusion on our team, Napoli destroyer Alan makes the XI despite not winning a single trophy in 2018 or even making Brazil's World Cup squad. In fact, Alan only made his international debut in November at the age of 27, meaning he could yet play for Portugal or Italy, and Azzurri coach Roberto Mancini has even tried to convince him to turn out for the latter. Regardless of national allegiance, Alan has demonstrated outstanding consistency and versatility across the calendar year. Arguably the most underrated player in world football, he spent 17-18 shielding Jorginho, and as a result racked up over 4 tackles and interceptions a game, as well as 2.5 dribbles. Outstanding numbers for a central midfielder. But after Chelsea swooped for his part-noppy partner, Alan truly blossomed. He went from 4 defensive actions per 90 to 6, but somehow also began playing more passes, doubled his long balls, and improved their accuracy from 57% to 75%, and made more chances per game. Still beating his marker twice a match, Alan has turned from an excellent mobile defensive midfielder and transition player into one of the best all-rounders in world football, akin to prime Arturo Vidal, or as we like to phrase it, Thiago in fast forward. Sarri may not have given Naples a Scudetto, but he gave them a superstar. Attacking midfield, Lionel Messi. Yes, it was heartwarming to see Modric win the Ballon d'Or, and yes, many other players had great 2018s, but the simple fact is that no one else deserved to be named best footballer in the world this year, because Lionel Messi is still alive and still playing the game. The Argentinian remains so good that while other players are compared to each other, he is compared to all-time greats, with one recent study concluding that Messi is the best finisher in football since at least 2006. Perhaps obvious, but nice to make it official. At the time of writing, Messi has played 51 times in 2018, scoring 47 goals, and he's also grabbed 24 assists in that time. That means that if he played 90 minutes in every one of those matches, which he didn't, but we can't be bothered to figure out how many he actually did play, he scored or assisted every 65 minutes, the kind of number which would be the crowning achievement of anyone else's career. For Messi, just another 12 months. At 31, the Argentinian's next big opponent is going to be Father Time, but he's done a remarkable job of staving off the effects of ticking past 11,000 days on Earth. Not only the best in 2018, but the best of all time, and possibly the best there ever will be. Left wing, Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is fireproof at this point. The England international has made a habit of embarrassing every idiot who tried to smear his name or doubted his ability. From the Liverpool fans who said Jordan Ibe was the bigger talent, to the tabloid hacks who tried to turn him buying his mum a house into a cautionary tale. Since the start of 2017-18, Sterling has been involved in 43 goals in 46 Premier League games for Manchester City and has developed into one of the best attackers in the world. No longer a pure winger, Sterling still puts up excellent dribble numbers, with just 5 players completing more take-ons than him after 16 weeks of the 18-19 campaign. But he now takes or assists around 5 shots per game, a truly elite number, and the reason why he's currently the best goal scorer and the best creator on what is perhaps the best team in Europe. Still just 24, it's highly likely that Sterling is yet to reach his ceiling, and on the basis of his career so far, we'd bet there's no ceiling he couldn't break through. If you're a football fan, Raheem Sterling's success should be something you celebrate. And next time you see someone in the pub shouting at the TV when he's on screen, ask yourself what they're really angry about. Centre forward, Kylian Mbappe. If 16-17 made Mbappe the most wanted teenager in football history, 17-18 possibly made him the best. Just 2 years out of Monaco's youth team, and the 19-year-old has 2 Ligue 1 titles, 2 domestic cups, and the World Cup to his name, as well as 4th place at the 2018 Ballon d'Or, ahead of Lionel Messi. Blessed with pace, skill, and strong decision-making, Mbappe has been involved in 101 goals in 120 games as a professional, contributing a goal or assist every 79 minutes since he made his debut for Monaco, aged just 16. That's truly staggering. And at international level, he's been excellent too, producing 10 goals and 7 assists in 25 caps, including 5 in 7 at the 2018 World Cup, where he was one of 9 players to win more than one Man of the Match award and became the second teenager to score in the World Cup final, following in the footsteps of Pelé. When he signed for PSG in 2017, it was thought that it would be several years before Mbappe could compare to teammate Neymar. But already he's at the heart of the Parisian outfit, with only Messi involved in more goals than his 16 in 18-19 to date, the same number as the Brazilian in 200 minutes fewer. Oh, and he's 7 years younger. Right wing, Mohamed Salah. A record-breaking season in the Prem and a run to the Champions League final make Mo Salah the final member of our All-Star 2018 XI. When he joined Liverpool back in 2017, Salah was coming off an excellent season which saw him score 15 and assist 11 in under 2,500 minutes for Roma. And the Reds must have thought that similar output from the Egyptian at Anfield would suit them just fine. Instead, Salah scored 32 and assisted another 10, getting involved in a goal every 70 minutes for the club, and netted another 10 in Europe to put Liverpool in yet another Champions League final. Sadly, injury took him out of the game and it looked like an upset could be on the cards. But Salah picked up where he left off in 18-19, with a current expected goals and assists per 90 of 1.03. Amazingly, just pipping last season's 1.02. With nearly 4 shots a game and well over 2 key passes, Salah is at the top of his game as a scorer and creator, and is the perfect example of Liverpool's brilliant recruitment strategy over the last 3 seasons. At 26, he's primed for several more years ripping up Premier League defences, and if he can help his club end their 29-year title drought, he'll earn immortality in the process. So that was our team of the year for 2018, guys. How do you think it's shaping up? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.